When my sister was 14, she was adopted by the Reed family, the wealthiest in City R. Overnight, the country girl became a wealthy heiress. In the first year after she left, she secretly sent me a letter and many books. In the letter, my sister told me to study hard, leave the mountains to find her, and that the world outside was wonderful. She was doing well with the Reeds and asked me not to worry. After that, I completely lost contact with my sister and never received another letter from her. Years later, I was admitted to City RS University to search for my sister, only to discover that the Reed family never had any so-called adopted daughter. Later, I dated a boyfriend whose surname was Reed, the family's beloved only son. Noah once told me a secret when he was drunk. He actually had an older brother who died in an accident before reaching adulthood. His parents bought a girl whose birth date matched their son's to keep him company. Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. When the Reed family couple arrived at my home in their luxury car, my sister and I were chopping firewood in the mountains, and our parents hurriedly called us back. They want to adopt my sister and take her to live in a big mansion in the city. My sister seemed unwilling. She pulled me to stand in front of them and said, "Adopt my younger sister instead. She's more obedient and well-behaved than me, and she's cuter too." They didn't even glance at me. Instead, they reached out to pat my sister's head and said with a faint smile, "We want you." Dad pushed my sister into the house, saying, "Jean, go pack your things quickly." I secretly wiped away my tears, then saw them hand my parents a bank card, saying it contained $1 million. With the only condition being that we were never to contact my sister again. My parents took the card, their faces beaming with joy. "Why did you sell sister?" To me, this wasn't adoption, it was selling their daughter. Dad kicked me fiercely upon hearing this. "What do you know, you little brat? She's lucky to be chosen by a wealthy family. Isn't it a blessing to become a young lady in the big city?" I wiped the tears from the corner of my eye and thought carefully. It seemed Dad had a point. Being the daughter of a rich family is better than suffering in these mountains. Unloved by both father and mother, the Reed couple frowned slightly with disdain as they looked at the items their sister was taking away. "We'll replace them all with new ones for you later." The sister got into their luxury car, rolled down the window, and reached out to hold my hand reluctantly, tears in her eyes. I pulled out a half-woven bracelet from my pocket and put it on my sister's wrist. "Sis, this bracelet is for you. I haven't finished weaving it yet. I originally planned to give it to you as a birthday gift. Now, I might not get the chance." I choked up, tears falling in large drops. The car started, and my sister stuck her head out, shouting at me, "Faith, study hard." After these words, it seemed my sister had more to say, but the car drove off too fast, kicking up a trail of dust behind it. The noise of the engine drowned out what my sister said after "study hard," and I couldn't hear her clearly. In the second month after she left, my sister sent a large cardboard box to my school. Inside the box were many books, a few brand new undershirts that fit me perfectly, a letter, and an osmanthus-scented sachet. "Little sister, I'm at the Reeds doing well. No need to worry. I bought you many books that will be useful for your studies. Remember to wash the tank top before wearing it. The bracelet you gave me is already finished. It's very beautiful and I love it. Your sister has been wearing it on her hand all the time. The osmanthus sachet is made from fresh osmanthus flowers I dried here, and I made it myself. Smelling the osmanthus fragrance is like having your sister by your side." City R is very beautiful. With towering buildings and bustling traffic, the world beyond the mountains is even more exciting than described in books. Little sister, study hard and get into university to come find your sister. I miss you so much, sister. As I read the handwritten letter from my sister, teardrops as big as beans fell onto the paper. Holding the osmanthus sachet to my nose and taking a deep breath, how fragrant! It smells just like my sister. Every year at this time, my sister would gather fresh osmanthus flowers, dry them, and make sachets for me. This year, nothing was left behind. After my sister left, our family's life didn't improve because of that $1 million. Dad took the money to gamble, saying he could turn $1 million into $2, and then we could buy a bigger house. but his gambling addiction grew worse, as if he were possessed. In the end, Dad gambled away every last cent of that million and even ended up owing loan sharks. Debt collectors came to our door, threatening to break Dad's legs if he didn't repay the money. That very night, Mom ran away without taking me with her. The next day, when Dad realized Mom was gone, he flew into a rage at home, before I left for school. My father said to me, "Come home early today." The way he looked at me was strange, sending chills down my spine. It felt terrifying. After school that day, instead of obeying my father and going home, I hid in an internet cafe near the school and stayed there all night. It wasn't until the police called my teacher the next day that I learned my father had died. The debt collectors slashed my father, and he collapsed at home, ultimately dying from excessive blood loss. I still don't know why Dad insisted I come home yesterday. Thinking about it still sends chills down my spine. With no other relatives left, I became an orphan overnight. After learning about my situation, the school helped me contact an orphanage and waived all tuition and living expenses for my compulsory education period. That year, I was 10 years old. Since the last time my sister sent me something, I haven't received any news about her at all. Day and night, I waited in vain for any word from my sister. Could it be that she has truly severed all ties with me? I miss my sister so much. I wonder how the Reeds are treating her, whether she's living with the Reeds happily or not. Time passed quickly at the orphanage. During this period, no one was willing to adopt me. No one wants to adopt a 10-year-old girl, and so, I stayed at the orphanage until I came of age, after smoothly completing my college entrance exams. All the universities I applied to were in City R. I'm going to find my sister. After all, she is now my only family. I've searched online about the Reed family, hoping to find information about my sister, but all family-related details were unavailable. It's understandable. Children from such families probably can't appear in public casually. My sister must be very beautiful now. She should have graduated from college already. I wonder if she would recognize me. The admission results are out. I got into City R's best university. I gently stroked my admission letter over and over, my eyes gradually moistening. I thought, my sister would surely be proud of me. With anticipation, I set off on the journey to City R. This was also my first time leaving the small county town at the foot of the mountains where I had lived for over a decade, heading to what people call the big city. The mix of excitement and nervousness along the way was hard to conceal. But when I actually set foot on City R's soil, I suddenly felt lost and worried. Would she even welcome me if I went to see my sister so abruptly? After all, she has a new family now. City R is truly beautiful, with endless prosperity stretching as far as the eye can see. My sister was right. The world beyond the mountains is even more fascinating than the books described. The start of university has been quite busy, with all sorts of trivial matters occupying my time. I haven't had a chance to look for my sister yet, of course. The main reason is that I've been avoiding it. After thinking it over for a long time, I finally decided to first ask around discreetly to learn about my sister's current situation. When the time is right, I'll reunite with her. The Reed family is the wealthiest in City R. I thought everything about them should be easy to find out. But what shocked me was when I asked my City R local roommate about it. She said, "A daughter? The Reed Family Corporation doesn't have any daughter." I didn't believe it and pressed further. Not a biological one, but surely an adopted daughter. Kelly burst out laughing. "Oh please, they have their own biological son. Why would they adopt someone else's child?" "So the Reed family only has one child?" Kelly nodded, then quickly shook her head. "No, more than one." Hearing this, my eyes instantly lit up. "There's also a son, but it's said he was sent abroad 10 years ago and never returned. Rumor has it he's an illegitimate child." My hopeful gaze instantly dimmed with disappointment. 8 years ago, the couple who came to adopt my sister were indeed the Reeds, but later, when I discreetly inquired with many people, the consistent response was, the Reeds had never adopted any girl. So where did my sister go? She had even written to me before, saying she was doing well at the Reeds. It couldn't be that she was lying to me, could it? I still don't believe it. It must be that adopted children can't be made public, which is why the outside world doesn't know about my sister's existence in the Reed family. I continued to inquire about my sister's whereabouts, even though I found nothing. That day was Kelly's birthday, and she treated us roommates to a meal. After dinner, they wanted to go to a bar for drinks and dancing. I didn't really want to go in the first place, having no interest in such places, but I couldn't resist their insistence on dragging me along. Ouch, Faith, you should try more new things in college. This bar, once you come, you'll want to come again. My roommates were dancing excitedly on the bar's dance floor, while I sat on the side drinking juice, feeling a bit awkward. Kelly suddenly sat down next to me, pointed to a booth in a corner of the bar, and leaned in close to my ear. See that man sitting on the booth sofa, legs crossed with a glass in his hand. I followed her gaze to the dimly lit corner. Even in the faint light, the man's refined features and extraordinary aura were impossible to miss. Yeah, I see him. Quite handsome. I nodded. Kelly continued, that's Noah, the only son of the Reed family. The Reed family. Hearing this, I immediately perked up. I stared at Noah for a long time. Kelly danced back into the crowd, while I stood up and walked toward Noah. Hello, can I have your phone number? This was the first thing I said to Noah. I don't know where I found the courage to say such a thing to Noah in front of a room full of distinguished people. The sudden approach left Noah momentarily stunned, just staring at me. Instead, it was the friend standing beside him who spoke first. Hey beautiful, this young master's phone number isn't something just anyone can get, though. You're quite special, like a straight-A student who only knows how to study. A bit bookish and naive. Noah, never had a girl like this ask for your phone number before, huh? After finishing his playful teasing with a smile, he lightly tapped Noah's arm and gave him a joking look. At this moment, everyone chuckled softly, their scrutinizing gazes making me somewhat flustered. They seemed to be looking at me as if I were some sort of amusement. I stood there awkwardly, feeling ill at ease. Sorry, my friend doesn't know when to stop joking. I apologize on his behalf, but giving out my phone number really isn't convenient. Noah put down his wine glass, speaking to me with gentle warmth. Even his rejection was gentlemanly and polite. My attempt to get his phone number ended in failure, and I returned dejected, but I still didn't want to give up. Noah is my only way in. Noah is also a student at City Air University, 2 grades above me, but he rarely comes to campus. No wonder I've never run into him at school. If he doesn't come to school, how am I supposed to get close to him? Just when I was at my wit's end, Noah actually showed up at school for once. His luxury car was parked by the administration building, probably here to see a teacher about something. Upon hearing the news, I immediately rushed over and waited by his luxury car. After waiting for a long time, Noah finally appeared. Having finished his business, he froze for a moment when he saw me. Without hesitation, I walked up to him, paying no attention to the many students passing by. Noah, can I pursue you? Didn't your friend say I'm special? So, do you want to date this special person? After saying these 2 sentences, my hands were trembling. I was so nervous. Noah curved his lips into a charming smile. Classmate, I've met plenty of special people. He left with just these words, boarding a luxury car and kicking up a cloud of dust. The fact that I confessed to Noah quickly spread throughout the school. My roommates soon found out as well. Faith, who would have thought? You're usually such a quiet, well-behaved person, yet you dare to dream of climbing the social ladder. I replied firmly, I didn't. I know my confession to Noah seemed like overreaching in everyone's eyes, even somewhat laughable. I didn't want to date him, nor had I ever thought about seducing some rich guy. I just wanted to find my sister, my only family. Noah was undoubtedly the most helpful person for me to find my sister. This is the only way. I have to do it. I tried every means to inquire about Noah and all the places he frequents. Whenever I had free time, I would stake out these places, always managing to run into him, and indeed, I did see him many times. You didn't reject me that day, so why can't I pursue you? Noah was amused by my words. You're quite persistent. Still got rejected. Later, he started coming to school more frequently, and I had more chances to see him. I continued to confess my feelings to him as usual. declaring that I would pursue him. Kelly couldn't help but remind me, chasing after Noah like this, I have to warn you, someone like him isn't easy for people like us to get close to. I don't care, I'm determined to catch up with Noah. I persisted like this for over a month. Until one day, Noah's luxury car stopped right outside my dormitory. I didn't even have my shoes on properly before I ran downstairs. Noah had his hands in his pockets, leaning against his luxury car, looking both lazy and sexy. "Are you free tonight? Let me treat you to dinner." I was so shocked I didn't know what to say. In the end, I just nodded dumbly before quickly running back upstairs. My roommate's tone was a bit sour. "You actually managed to hook up with this rich kid? Oh, come on. You make it sound like she's about to climb the social ladder." The two roommates were mocking me. Only Kelly was happy for me. She busied herself pulling out her pretty dresses from the wardrobe, urging me to change. "Hurry up and change, I'll do your makeup. Someone as pretty as you just doesn't like to dress up. I've dressed you up beautifully, and tonight we're definitely going to win over Noah." I got into Noah's passenger seat and left the school under the burning curious gazes of everyone. "Actually, what you usually wear is quite cute," Noah spoke up, breaking the quiet atmosphere in the car. I looked down at my outfit, the ill-fitting little dress, the sky-high heels. It was a bit overdone and honestly a little uncomfortable to wear. "Then I won't dress like this next time." My roommate picked it for me. She meant well. Noah's car didn't end up stopping outside a high-end restaurant or any private club, but rather parked in front of a small Sichuan eatery. The shop was tiny, with only 2 tables inside, both already full. The rest of the tables were all set up outside the shop, somewhat haphazardly, and there were almost no empty spots left. The boss was furiously stir-frying on the high-powered stove, the aroma and pungency of the chili peppers invading my nostrils, making me cough uncontrollably. "Eat this," I asked Noah. "Don't like it?" he asked me. I nodded. "I do, usually. These hole-in-the-wall joints are the most authentic." It seems I went a bit overboard with my outfit for dining here today. Noah seems like a regular here, effortlessly finding a seat and ordering from the owner, a table full of spicy dishes. Fortunately, I can handle spicy food quite well. Watching Noah devour his meal, I thought to myself, this wealthy young man is a bit different. By the end of the meal, Noah put down his chopsticks, looked up at me with slightly teary eyes from the spiciness, and asked, "Do you really like me that much?" I nodded without hesitation. "Yes, I like you very much." Noah asked, "What for?" I replied, "For you." I'm together with Noah now. To be honest, it progressed faster than I imagined. The hardest step has already been taken. There are all kinds of rumors at school, saying Noah is just playing around, never dated someone like me before, just looking for some new fun to try. In less than a month, he'll definitely dump me. Whether it's just a fling or we break up after a month, all I care about is uncovering what really happened behind the Reed family's adoption of my sister. After getting together with Noah, I didn't immediately ask about my sister to avoid raising his suspicions. Noah treats me well, and the days spent with him are actually quite happy. He showed me many aspects of life I might never have experienced otherwise and gave me many luxury items. He knew I loved everything with Osmanthus fragrance, so he would specially buy and gift me any product from the Osmanthus series, but he never took me back to Reed's house, which was perfectly normal. That day, Noah took me out for dinner. He drove me back to school, seeming in high spirits, humming a tune along the way. I sat in the passenger seat beside him, pretending to casually ask, "I heard the Reed family adopted a child many years ago. Is that true?" Noah slammed on the brakes and pulled over abruptly, startling me. "Who told you that?" Noah's expression changed instantly. This was the first time I saw him with a cold expression. I stammered, not daring to meet Noah's gaze. "I heard it from classmates. Not sure if it's true or not." "False. Don't believe it. Our family has never adopted a girl." Noah's expression was very serious. Then he started the car and accelerated forward with a press of the gas pedal. I gazed at the street scenes flashing by outside the car window, lost in solitary thought. I never specified whether the adopted child was a boy or a girl. Noah, so why did he instinctively assume it was a girl? As my relationship with Noah grew closer, I once got hold of his phone, but there was no useful information on it. Most of the photos in the gallery were of me. There were only a few pictures of him with his parents, but no one else appeared in them. There are also photos taken at home, but there's absolutely no trace of my sister in them. Progress is slow. What if Noah decides to ditch me before I can find any useful information? That day was Noah's close friend's birthday, and he invited us out for dinner and drinks. I left the private room midway to use the restroom. When I came back, before even pushing the door open, I overheard their conversation. "Noah, you've been dating Faith for so long and still aren't tired of her. What's so interesting about a poor girl anyway? I actually like her quite a bit. She's special." I can't really explain it. Noah's clear voice rang out, and my heart skipped a beat. "Special? Noah, what do you mean by special? Is it because I'm poor and have no money, unlike those wealthy young ladies who are his social equals? Is it because I refuse every luxury gift he gives me, not coveting his wealth? I was willing to accompany him to eat at those hole-in-the-wall restaurants. Or he was willing to play the game of a prince falling in love with Cinderella. Actually, he was quite special too." After the party ended, Noah got uncharacteristically drunk, stumbling around unable to walk straight. I helped him say goodbye to his friends. The designated driver was at the wheel, while Noah and I sat in the back seat. He was barely conscious, mumbling incoherently, leaning against me all the while. I reached out to pat his back, straightened his disheveled clothes, and then took his wallet. Noah had a wallet he always carried with him, one he never let anyone touch. But one time when he opened his wallet to take out a bank card, I saw a photo inside. However, the photo was placed upside down, showing only its yellowed back, clearly aged over time. This photo must hold a secret. This is a rare opportunity, taking advantage of Noah being drunk and unaware. I can just take that wallet. I just want to take a look at this hidden photo, to find out why he deliberately kept it concealed. I successfully got the wallet and kept a close eye on Noah's condition, fearing he might suddenly wake up. Fortunately, he was sound asleep. I pulled out the photo and turned it over to look. The photo showed a group picture of 4 people, the Reed couple and 2 teenage boys. One of them should be Noah. I recognized him. The other boy looks slightly older than Noah. And the two resemble each other so much that they're clearly brothers. Could it be that the other boy in the photo is the legendary illegitimate child? But judging by the atmosphere in the photo, it doesn't seem like an illegitimate child. Noah's mom's hand was still resting on that boy's shoulder, with such a loving and gentle smile on her face, one she couldn't possibly show to an illegitimate child. My mind was racing. "Faith." Noah suddenly called my name, startling me. My grip faltered, and both the wallet and photos slipped from my hands, landing in the car. Fortunately, Noah didn't wake up. He just nuzzled against my shoulder. I carefully picked up the wallet and the photo, took a picture of the yellowed photo with my phone, and then placed the wallet back on Noah. He didn't notice a thing. I tried searching online for information about Noah's brother, but found nothing. This person seems to have vanished into thin air, and my sister, too, as if she disappeared without a trace. "What's wrong? Why are you frowning? Is something bothering you?" Noah noticed my stiff expression and leaned in to kiss my forehead, his warm breath brushing against my face, sending a tingling sensation through me. "Let's go. I'll take you to eat something delicious." In the blink of an eye, Noah and I have been dating for almost a year. I can't believe it myself that we've been together for so long. "What are we eating?" I asked him. He held my hand and walked toward the back street of the school. "Your favorite sauce-flavored pancake." "That sauce-flavored pancake shop is probably closed by now. I heard the owner might have quit," I said, my tone full of regret. The owner of that sauce-flavored pancake shop was very kind, and the pancakes were especially delicious. He always gave students a little extra. Business was booming, but the landlord got envious. Seeing how well it was doing, he raised the rent for the owner. The boss couldn't accept the high rent, so he decided not to open the shop here anymore. I think I mentioned Noah about this last time. When I walked to the sauce-flavored pancake shop, I saw the boss was still there, and the closure notice posted at the door had been torn off. I felt curious. Noah suddenly leaned close to my ear and whispered, "I've bought this entire street. Now no one dares to raise their rent. I even reduced the rent for the owner of the sauce pancake shop. So you can keep buying his sauce pancakes." I froze, turned my head, and met Noah's gaze, so sincere and passionate. "You really don't have to do this." I avoided his gaze, "just trying to make my girlfriend happy. It's what I should do." He looked at me with a smile. Noah let go of my hand and went to buy me some savory pancakes. Watching his retreating figure, my eyes suddenly stung with unshed tears. "Noah, don't be so good to me." Noah's love for me only grows stronger, yet my heart grows increasingly uneasy. That day, Noah's mother suddenly came to see me. She arranged to meet me at the cafe near the school. I can roughly guess why she came to see me. It's nothing more than to ask me to leave Noah. Actually, I kind of wanted to meet her. Noah's mom hasn't changed much. Just a few fine lines at the corners of her eyes, still as elegant as ever. I bet the first thing she'll say to me is, "How much money do you want to leave my son?" But unexpectedly, after glancing at me, she didn't speak immediately. Instead, she looked me up and down first, slightly furrowing her brows before saying, "Haven't we met somewhere before? You look somewhat familiar." I smiled and replied, "Maybe it's because I have a common face." We had met. Of course we had, 8 years ago. I'd heard before that Noah was dating some girlfriend. No status, no background. I thought he was just fooling around, so I didn't pay it any mind. I never expected that day Noah would actually tell me he didn't want to study abroad anymore and wanted to stay in the country. When I asked why, it turned out it was because of you, little girl. I didn't realize you had such skills. Making my son so infatuated he can't think straight. Study abroad. Noah never mentioned it to me. I pretended to stay calm. "Auntie, that's his choice. I didn't know anything about it." Noah's mom pulled out a check from her bag. "I don't want to waste words with you." The check was pushed toward me. "Here's $1 million. Leave Noah." $1 million. Another $1 million. Can $1 million buy a life? My abrupt and out-of-context remark left Noah's mom utterly confused. She chuckled and said, "Little girl, isn't that a bit too dramatic? I'm just offering you $1 million to leave my son, not asking for your life." I pushed the check back toward Noah's mom and said, "Your son and I are truly in love. I'm not after his money." "Humph. I've seen plenty of girls like you. Is $1 million not enough? Then $2 million should suffice." She pulled out another check and wrote another $1 million. I shook my head. "It's not about the money." I pushed both checks back. Noah's mom didn't look too happy. "I know I'm being a bit ungrateful. How about this, Auntie? You invite me to your home for a meal. After that meal, I'll take the initiative to break up with your son. Of course, you can't tell Noah about the breakup just yet." Noah's mom agreed. As I stepped out of the cafe, an autumn breeze brushed against my face, carrying the sweet fragrance of osmanthus flowers. Another golden autumn season. This year, will I receive an osmanthus sachet handmade by my sister. "My mom wants to invite you over for dinner. Would you like to come?" Noah picked me up after class and asked. "Sure." My answer seemed to surprise Noah. He probably thought I wouldn't want to go. My mom can be a bit talkative and sharp-tongued. If you don't want to go, it's totally fine. I can just tell her. How could I refuse when your mom is so warmly inviting me? Noah saw I was determined to go and didn't say anything more. When we arrived at Reed's house, Noah's mom didn't come out to greet us. As I followed Noah inside, Noah's mom was sitting on the sofa reading a book. "Make yourself at home. Dinner will be ready soon." Noah, worried I might feel awkward, took me upstairs to his room. I couldn't help but look around at this impressive 4-story mansion. A room on the 3rd floor caught my attention because there was a yellow talisman pasted above the doorframe. I whispered to Noah, "Why is that room on the 3rd floor different?" Noah followed my gaze and remained silent for a while before replying. "It's not different, just don't go into that room." Noah's room was tidy but lacked a lived-in feel. He doesn't often stay at home. He bought a large flat outside to live in by himself, and sometimes I go over to keep him company. We just sleep together platonically. Nothing more has happened between us. I wonder why my mom invited you over for dinner this time. If she says anything that makes you uncomfortable later, don't take it to heart, just ignore her, Noah murmured. Worried that I might be bullied, I'll play you a piece to help you relax. By the window of the room stood a large piano. Noah lifted the lid, sat down, and began to play. I stood beside Noah, watching as his long, elegant fingers danced across the piano keys. I don't know much about these piano pieces, nor do I know Noah what piece he's playing, but it sounds beautiful and brings me peace. How I wish time could freeze at this moment. Noah played the final note. Noah's mom voice called from downstairs, summoning us for dinner. There were just the three of us at the table. Noah's dad was away on a business trip. Throughout the meal, Noah's mom didn't say anything unpleasant. The three of us just ate in silence, barely exchanging a few words. Both Noah's mom and I knew the situation well, but Noah was a bit confused and didn't understand what was going on. Finally, the meal ended, and Noah said he had something to do, so he took me away from the house. I knew he felt the atmosphere was awkward, so he made an excuse to take me away quickly. Noah drove me back to school. When the car stopped in front of my dormitory and I was about to get out, he suddenly took a sachet from his bag and handed it to me. As soon as the sachet was placed in my hand, I caught the fragrance of osmanthus flowers. It was an osmanthus sachet. That day when I went hiking in Changshan with friends, I saw a large grove of osmanthus trees on the mountain. I gathered some fresh osmanthus blossoms, dried them, and made this sachet. You love osmanthus the most, don't you? I made this with my own hands. Do you like it? I stared at the osmanthus sachet in my hand, momentarily stunned. My throat tightened, and my eyes gradually grew sore. Suppressing my emotions, I nodded. Yes, I like it. This sachet, it looks so much like the one my sister made for me before. I didn't know you could make sachets. I couldn't help teasing. Noah patted my head. I saw a sister make one before, thought it was interesting, so I learned how. Never thought it'd come in handy now. Sister, I asked curiously. Noah seemed to realize something and quickly explained. Some distant cousin or something, I forget. It was a long time ago. I didn't press further. As agreed with Noah's mom, I would break up with Noah within a week. That day, Noah was supposed to pick me up for dinner, but as the agreed time approached, he still hadn't arrived. And he wasn't responding to messages or calls. Finally, I received a call from Noah. He sounded very anxious on the phone. I'm sorry, Faith. My mom suddenly fell ill, and I need to stay home to take care of her. I quickly said, it's okay. You take care of Auntie, don't worry about me. How about I come to your place to keep you company? I'm free anyway, and being with you might help you feel more at ease. Noah agreed. I hurried over to Reed's house. It's so sudden. Auntie was perfectly fine when she came over for dinner the day before yesterday. How could she suddenly fall ill? Noah sat on the sofa, looking very worried. She got a bit of a fright and fainted on the spot. What kind of fright could it be? Auntie Bess said she opened a letter. My mom took one look at the photo inside and was terrified. Photos, Noah sighed, pressing his fingers to his forehead. I haven't even had a chance to look at them yet. On the coffee table lay an envelope, which presumably contained the photos. Noah took out the photos, but after just one glance, his expression changed drastically. He immediately panicked and hastily stuffed the photos back in. What photo? I frowned and asked curiously. And nothing. Noah also panicked. Just one photo. And both of them got so scared. It seems my sister's disappearance really is related to the Reed family. This is just the beginning. We've only just started. Noah was busy taking care of Noah's mom in the room. At this time, the entire Reed household was bustling with activity, and no one paid any attention to me. Without anyone noticing, I made my way to the third floor and stood outside that room covered with talismans, wondering what secrets lay inside. My hand on the doorknob, I took a deep breath and pressed down. It didn't open, it was locked. I tried a few more times, but there was no way. It could only be opened with a key. What are you doing? A cold yet familiar voice came from behind me. I froze instantly, then quickly adjusted my expression and turned around. Noah was staring at me coldly, his gaze filled with scrutiny and a hint of confusion. Oh dear, look at me, wrong room. How did I end up on the third floor? I meant to go to your room, I quickly explained to him, looking completely innocent. Noah just stared at me without saying a word, then firmly grabbed my hand and pulled me downstairs. I made an excuse that there was an urgent matter at school requiring my return, then hurriedly left Reed's house. Noah didn't try to stop me either, calling a driver to take me back to school. On the way back, my mind was racing with wild thoughts. Noah might be starting to suspect me. He would definitely investigate who sent the photos to his home, but he probably wouldn't trace it back to me. I paid someone to mail the photos for me, so they never passed through my hands. Noah hasn't contacted me recently. I know he's busy taking care of his mother. No replies to messages, no answer to calls. Could he have found out something? I couldn't help but start to worry. It wasn't until that night, when I was already lying in my dorm bed, that I suddenly received Noah's best friend's call. On the phone, he said Noah was drunk, mumbling my name, and asked me to pick him up. I rolled out of bed, threw on a coat, and headed out the door. When I arrived at the bar entrance, Noah was already slumped in the car, supported by his friends, completely unconscious from drinking. I got into the car and was about to call a designated driver to take him home. Noah suddenly grabbed my hand and mumbled, "Don't go, stay with me." I sat with him in the back seat, his head resting on my lap as I quietly looked down at him. You know what? I actually have an older brother. The previously passed out Noah suddenly spoke, his words slurred with intoxication. I quickly pressed further, guiding Noah. Then why does everyone say the Reed family only has one son? Is your brother illegitimate? Noah, no, not illegitimate, dead, fell into the sea by accident, wasn't even an adult when it happened. Me. I heard your parents adopted a girl many years ago. Right. Noah remained silent, then softly uttered an before continuing, brought back to keep my brother company. I was puzzled. What do you mean by keep company? It means a ghost marriage. A chill ran down my spine as I struggled to stay composed. Ghost marriage, is it for the living or the dead? Noah, it must be for the dead. Only the dead can be matched. So, my sister is dead, right? Noah didn't speak anymore. He seemed to have passed out. Did your parents kill my sister? Noah still didn't answer. Why does he go silent when it comes to the crucial question? Noah, I called his name softly. I'm asking you, where did my sister go? Before Noah could answer, he regained his sobriety. He grabbed my hand and took the phone from me. Noah got up from my lap, turned on the phone screen, and hoarsely accused me. You were recording, weren't you? You weren't drunk. I was shocked and confused. Noah wasn't drunk at all. So why did he say all those things to me? This recording won't do you any good. Be a good girl and delete it. Before I could react, he took my phone, unlocked it, and deleted the recording without my permission. What are you doing? I panicked. Trying to snatch it back, he held me with one hand while gripping the phone with the other. I watched helplessly as he deleted the recording. Noah, I broke down, screaming at Noah with a sob in my voice. The hard-earned evidence was gone. Noah grabbed my hand and placed my phone behind his back where I couldn't reach it. I can tell you everything I know about your sister, but you can't record it. Just listen. Noah's episode. After my brother's unexpected passing, my mother was almost bedridden with grief. My Ethan, gone before even reaching adulthood. In my dreams at night, I see your brother coming to me. He says he's so scared and lonely all by himself. My mother held my hand, crying as she told me about the dream my brother had sent her. My brother was only 16 when the accident happened. He was at a party on a yacht with friends and accidentally fell into the sea, never to return. They searched for his body for 3 days and nights, but it was never found. My parents kept all news about my brother's accident tightly sealed. I was quite young at the time and didn't fully understand some things. I only knew that one day my parents suddenly brought home a girl slightly older than me. Her name was Jean, and I wondered if it was because of my brother's passing that my parents wanted to adopt another child. That older sister stayed at our home for just one day before my parents sent her to the villa on the eastern outskirts of the mountain. That villa was a birthday gift from our parents to my brother last year. I don't understand why our parents did this. Why they would let a strange girl live in my brother's villa. Our parents occasionally visit that villa, but they never allow me to go. It wasn't until that time when I told Mom I missed my brother and wanted to see him that she agreed to take me there. In the villa on the eastern outskirts of the mountain, I saw Jean again. Her mental state had deteriorated significantly compared to when I first met her at home. "Don't they let you go out?" I asked her. She nodded. "They have everything here. And teachers come to give me lessons. Auntie said I can just stay here peacefully. And to let her know if I need anything." "I don't quite understand. Why would Auntie want me to live here alone?" she asked me urgently. I shook my head. "I don't know either." "What are you doing?" Her desk was covered with many dried osmanthus flowers and lots of fabric, so I couldn't help but ask out of curiosity. She smiled back at me, her face glowing with happiness as she spoke. "Making osmanthus sachets for my sister. There happens to be an osmanthus tree in the yard, so I dried the flowers to make these." Then, as if suddenly remembering something, she secretly took out a note and an envelope from the cabinet, and while my mother wasn't around, she slipped them into my hand. "I made a list. Could you please buy everything on it for me, then send it along with this letter and the sachets to this address. I can't leave this villa. You're my only hope. These are all for my sister. I just miss her a little. Please." Her eyes were full of anticipation, shining brightly as she looked at me. I thought she seemed a bit pitiful, so I agreed. After leaving the villa, I followed Jean's instructions and mailed all the purchased items, along with that letter and the freshly made osmanthus sachet, to this address. It was probably addressed to the sister she mentioned. After that, I never went back to the eastern suburban villa again. Until about 2 years later, on what seemed to be my brother's 18th lunar birthday, when our parents came home very late. As soon as we got home, they pulled me aside and said mysteriously, "Noah, remember, our family never adopted any child. That girl named Jean never came to our house." I didn't quite understand why my parents were saying such strange things, but I obediently nodded. It seemed like my parents were hiding something from me, not wanting me to know. By then, I was almost an adult and could roughly guess what my parents had done. Jean, this girl, was someone my mother searched for a long time to find. Only her birth chart perfectly matched my late brother's. She was the most suitable choice. My mother consulted a fortune teller, who said that since my brother passed away before adulthood, he was too lonely in the afterlife, which was why he kept appearing in my mother's dreams. Worried that my deceased brother would be too lonely and afraid in the underworld, my mother followed the fortune teller's advice and found a girl whose birth chart aligned with his, to keep him company. This way, Big Brother won't be afraid anymore and will live happily in the afterlife. We waited like this until the day of Big Brother's 18th posthumous birthday, when my mother sent Jean down, in the same sea where Big Brother originally had the accident. The method was still drowning at sea. I don't know why I was so scared. During that time, I kept dreaming about Jean, who said she was so cold in the sea. "Where's the body?" After hearing Noah's words, I felt a chill run through my body. My face turned pale, as if my soul had been drained from me. Noah lowered his head, not daring to meet my eyes. "There's no body. She died in the sea." I broke down in tears, my heart aching with pain. She was terrified of water. How scared my sister must have been at that time. Noah pulled out the photo I had sent to his house and shoved it into my hand. "Did you think sending someone to deliver a photo would keep me from finding out? Your little tricks are too amateurish." I stared blankly at the photo in my hand. This photo was taken by the teacher when my sister was 13 years old, performing at the school art festival. My sister was wearing her performance costume, smiling brightly with sweet dimples and sparkling eyes. Only 2 copies were printed, one for my sister and one for me. Later, this photo stayed with me for a long time. I would take it out and look at it whenever I missed my sister. Noah, am I really stupid, using such a foolish way to find my sister? But I had no choice. I don't have God's perspective. I don't know where my sister is. I know nothing at all, apart from the one letter she sent me when she first arrived at your house, saying she was doing well at the Reed families. I never received another letter from my sister. For a full 9 years, almost a decade, I knew nothing about my sister's life. It's as if she vanished into thin air. I couldn't find her no matter how hard I tried. She said she was doing well, so I thought she was living happily. I clutched tightly onto Noah, my chest throbbing with pain, my words coming out incoherently. Noah, please give my sister back to me, give it back to me. And I'll leave City R, never to disturb you again. Noah choked up, his hands trembling. Faith, I'm sorry, but you still have to accept this fact. The car was instantly plunged into a deathly silence. Noah suddenly spoke up. I've now told you all the truth you wanted to know, so, can you answer one question for me? I nodded numbly, feeling as if all my strength had drained away. All right, go ahead, Faith. Did you get close to me in the beginning just for your sister's sake? And never truly liked me? I froze, silent, then began avoiding Noah's gaze, turning to look out the car window. Noah gripped the back of my neck with force, his hand firm as he turned my face back to meet his gaze, refusing to let me avoid his eyes. If you don't want to speak, just nod or shake your head. His voice trembled, his breaths growing rapid and heavy. I gritted my teeth, my eyes brimming with tears. Yes, didn't I tell you from the start, I wanted you. The son of the Reed family. If it weren't for my sister, I wouldn't have come to you. Noah, let's break up. I should have said this long ago. Noah's hand on the back of my neck loosened. He suddenly laughed softly, sighed, and slowly lowered his head. I couldn't see his face clearly in the dim light. Faith, do you know how much pain I'm in? I didn't respond to him, just opened the car door and got out, my breathing growing more rapid. Noah's voice came from behind. What will you do next? I stopped in my tracks, standing still, neither turning back nor answering. What to do? I don't know what to do either. Toppling the Reed family, wishful thinking. What waves could someone like me, with no background, possibly stir up? It's a harsh reality, and I'm fully aware that I don't have the power to take down the Reed family. Faith, even if you investigate, this matter will ultimately conclude with your sister accidentally falling into the sea. Be obedient and don't investigate. After breaking up with Noah, I started preparing to study abroad as an exchange student. I applied very early, and once my spot was successfully confirmed, I started preparing the necessary materials. I went to the sea where my sister drowned. This is the closest I can be to her. I told my sister that I've been studying hard, my grades are excellent, and I was even recommended by my teacher to be an exchange student. I must become strong. Strong enough so that no one can hurt me. As I was getting ready to return to school, I received a message from Noah. Faith, I'm waiting for you at the back gate of the school. I want to see you one more time. Since that day, Noah and I haven't been in contact at all. Although I didn't understand why Noah suddenly wanted to see me, I still hurried over. I saw Noah's car at the back gate of the school. Without thinking, I opened the door and got in. Only when I was sitting in the passenger seat did I realize the person driving wasn't Noah at all.
He was struggling to contain himself, not daring to look at me. I turned and walked straight toward the boarding gate without looking back. I didn't dare to. Time flew by, and in what felt like a blink, I had already been in Canada for nearly 2 months. When I first arrived in Canada, it was autumn, but now winter was almost here, 2 months ago. Just off the plane, I was terrified, mainly because it was so sudden. I came here completely unprepared, but Noah took care of everything for me, arranging someone to pick me up in advance. In the document pouch he gave me, there were also 2 bank cards, both with substantial amounts of money. There was also a note with the bank card passwords written on it. They were my birthday. There was another line he wrote on the note. Feel free to contact me if needed. I'll always be waiting for your call. But I never called him. Only after settling everything in Canada did I send him a message. Thank you, everything is fine, no need to worry. I've always kept the osmanthus sachets with me, some made by my sister, others by Noah. The scent of osmanthus in a foreign land brings me great comfort. It was New Year's Eve, the streets were bustling, but I decided to stay in my apartment. Just before midnight, I received a message, come downstairs. I found it strange, glancing at the sender's number. It looked familiar. It was Noah's number. Pulling back the curtains, I looked down and saw a familiar figure standing straight in the snow. My heart skipped a beat. After a moment of hesitation, I still went downstairs, pushing open the apartment door. I stepped out and immediately met Noah's gaze, so tender and gentle, fixed intently on me. long time no see. I greeted him with a smile. Noah smiled back at me, the warmth in his eyes spreading to the corners as he softly replied, long time no see. Are you settling in okay? He asked me. I nodded, pretty good, thank you. After the simple greeting, there was a momentary silence. I happened to be traveling to Canada with friends, so I thought I'd drop by to see you, Noah explained. Perhaps worried that I might misunderstand. That's too much trouble for you. No trouble at all. Silence again. Happy New Year, Faith. Noah's deep eyes were fixed on me, radiating a brilliant starlight under the dim street lamp. Happy New Year, Noah. I replied. We stood facing each other, yet neither of us knew what to say. I'll head upstairs first. There's something cooking in the kitchen. I broke the awkward silence. Okay. Noah's voice was hoarse and reluctant. I turned and walked toward the apartment. The weather was cold, and I couldn't help but tighten my coat around me. The wind was strong, making my eyes sting. I thought, this must be the end for him and me. My sister is called Jean. She was born in the golden autumn of September. When osmanthus flowers were in full bloom, I often wonder what that unclear sentence was that my sister said to me when she left home. Sitting in the car, later, I stopped thinking about it. Whenever I miss my sister, that unheard sentence can become anything I imagine. Sister, will you blame me? I didn't make the bad guys get the punishment they deserved. Doing these things is quite difficult. I blame myself for not being strong enough, not being resilient enough, not being decisive enough, not being smart enough, for being so cowardly. Jean, the Reeds, when the couple adopted and took me away, I wondered why it couldn't have been my sister. The Reeds were so well off, life there would surely be better than my current one. But when I arrived at the Reeds' home, I felt grateful. Thank goodness it was me who was taken away, because I realized they didn't seem to simply want to adopt a child. They sent me to a villa on the mountain and didn't allow me to step outside the villa at all. This villa is so desolate, it always feels eerie, and I'm a bit scared. I kind of miss my sister. There was actually an osmanthus tree in the villa's small courtyard, and during the golden autumn season, it was in full bloom. I picked fresh osmanthus flowers, dried them, and then made them into fragrant sachets. Life finally didn't feel so dull anymore. Every autumn in the past, I would make osmanthus sachets for my younger sister to hang on her school bag. When the sachet no longer carries the fragrance of osmanthus, it signals the arrival of autumn once again. I also wrote a letter to my sister, but never had the chance to send it. Until that day, the son of the Reed family came here. I pleaded with him for a long time before he finally agreed to help me send the letter and the sachet, and to buy something for my sister as well. I suppose my sister must have received the letter. Time in the villa always feels so long, yet in the blink of an eye. Nearly 2 years have passed. On my 16th birthday, the Reeds came specifically to celebrate with me, saying they would take me to the beach. I was overjoyed. I excitedly followed them out, curiously watching the scenery outside the car window. CityRS scenery was something I had seen once from the car 2 years ago. It was beautiful. Back then, I naively thought I would be able to see such sights every day from then on. But after being locked in that mountain villa, I saw nothing at all. The exciting world beyond the mountains I wrote about in the letter, I only caught a fleeting glimpse of. They took me to the seaside and brought me onto a yacht. I thought we were going out to sea for fun. I curiously observed everything. Standing on the yacht's deck, feeling the sea breeze as the sky gradually darkened and the sea grew deeper, I felt someone push me from behind. I fell into the sea, the icy cold sea. Noah's episode, Can't You See? That Faith was deliberately getting close to you from the very beginning. Because I let Faith go, Mother was very angry. I'll take responsibility for those who deliberately approach me. The days with Faith were happy. Even when I later found out she had an ulterior motive from the start, I wasn't angry. The one at fault wasn't her, nor was it me. Mother was somewhat frantic and fearful, saying, "She's just here to find that sister of hers. Your brother won't rest in peace if you keep doing this, Mom. Then will he rest in peace if you do this? One life isn't enough, you want to take another one, is that it?" Back then, Jean's death already left me with deep psychological trauma. I don't understand why my parents would believe in such outdated and feudalistic methods, sacrificing a living life just to make my brother happy. Faith is already abroad. She won't cause any more trouble, Mom. Can you just let her go? I pleaded with my mother. My mother looked at me with confusion and shock, asking, "Noah, why?" "Because your son loves him so much. What you're doing is causing me great pain. No one understands the suffering I've endured during this time, tormented in every way. I know there's no future between Faith and me, Mom. I know, you can't lose me. So just promise me, let Faith go, let her live well abroad, and I'll obey you in everything. You want me to study abroad, I agree. You want me to marry for alliance, I agree. I'll accept it all, Mom. Please let her go, okay? My mother had no choice but to leave me with an angry remark. How could you be so hung up on her? It's truly a cursed fate, I thought to myself. It's not a cursed fate, it's retribution. Faith, after she went to Canada, I secretly went to see her twice, but only stood outside her apartment building. Seeing the light in her house makes me feel at ease. I heard Noah is getting engaged, so I secretly returned to the country once. Another autumn has come, and the osmanthus flowers this year don't seem as fragrant as in previous years. The end.